Prop the Mic, PTM, coming to you live on Friday, May 19th, 2023. We got game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. What's up, my friend?
That was one of the better intros you've ever done.
Yeah, energy level was good?
Energy level was good. You had a little bounce in your step. It was really good. Things are good, man. We had the Lakers look like they were going to be competitive last night, and then the Nuggets just said, "Nope, not in our house."
Who has a 23-point, 17 rebound, 12 assist, triple double, and it's like a bad game for him. It's
right.
Wild. What the level he's that's a career game for 90% of NBA players.
Oh yeah, there's only got to be a handful of people in the history of the NBA that have ever even put those numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Let alone do it every night. He is just
yeah.
so amazing. He's just so fun to watch.
I don't know if he didn't take a shot, but he didn't have any points in the fourth quarter. It was just the Jamal Murray show, sprinkled with a little MPJ.
That's why people were kind of bashing his performance just because he didn't clear that PRA line.
Yeah, but he didn't need to, right?
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to do a little
Jamal
bit of everything.
Cooking, and
Jamal looked great. And MPJ, I got to tell you, the MPJ rebounds that we played they just started piling up in the third and fourth quarter. I was like, "Ooh, we got a shot at this," and he got there, so that was nice.
That was nice after what he had. I think he only had 2 at half, right?
Yeah, it was a very slow start, and he was in foul trouble too. That was part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, they look good. They look unreal. Like nobody's going to take them down, but we'll see. I think a lot of it depends on what happens tonight on the Eastern side. So you ready to go through tonight's game?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So we got game 2, Heat at the Celtics. Celtics are -9. Total is 215.5. So another low total in this one. Just as a reminder, game 1, the Heat took that 123 to 116. It was interesting about that. The Celtics won, right? So they lost a game by 7, but they won Q1, Q2, and Q4 by a total of 14 points, right? So they actually dominated I wouldn't say dominated, but they won pretty well 3 out of the 4 quarters. They just got crushed in the third, right? They lost the third quarter by 21 points. So, yeah, we'll see if they can put a consistent effort out there. But I think that's why tonight's line is -9. I think that people saw that they just had a bad 12 minutes and they'll probably win tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, Boston's winning tonight. I don't know about the spread. I don't know about the 9 points with the way Jimmy and the Heat have been playing, but I think this is it's -420 for a reason, something like that. So yeah, I think the Celtics win this game. Don't have as strong of a feel on the total as I did yesterday. I was really feeling that under, and that was that hit. But this one, I could see this one going under as well. But Boston's winning.
Yeah. So I've been looking at a lot about the kind of the contribution of players during the games and really what their plus minus or differential is during the game. So by definition, correct me if I'm defining this wrong, but basically the plus minus is the number of points that your team scores minus the number of points that they give up during the time that you're on the court, right? Correct. So a high plus value means that your team was scoring and playing good defense while you were out there. A low negative number means you're letting up more points than you were scoring, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's worth in these playoffs understanding, who was contributing the most on each team and who had the most negative impact. Mm-hmm. On the Heat side, Bam was the biggest positive contributor, plus 18 while he was on the court. Mm-hmm. Lowry was the biggest negative contributor. Even though he had a pretty good game, he was -11 while he and his team were on the court. On the Celtics side, Jaylen Brown was the biggest positive contributor at +3, despite having a horrendous game in terms of turnovers. I think he had 6 turnovers. Whatever lineup he was out there with, played well. And then Robert Williams, which is of note, I'll talk about this in a minute. He was a minus 14, so when he was out there, they actually did the worst. So
which is kind of crazy considering he scored 14 points in the game too.
scored 14 points, and his primary responsibility is defense, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So something wasn't working with Robert Williams. Yeah, he was 14, 7, and 0 in the game in 26
But he
minutes. So
shot.
yeah,
He was
that's a
6 for 6. He was 6 for 6 from the field though, so he was just putting knocking everything down, hitting
yeah.
his free throws. So yeah, that was weird.
All right, so let's continue on the Celtics side. Who do you like tonight?
All right. So I think you'll see some game two adjustments here. I think they probably either I think they either go small and start White, possibly Brogdon. I would love that, but I don't know if that'll happen. But
No.
not sure. Not sure. No, not sure if Robert Williams gets the start here. I have a sneaking suspicion that this might be the Grant Williams game. Uh, I'm serious. I think I think that's the adjustment that Muscala has to make here. That was the game two adjustment that they made against Philly. He played 4 minutes in game one, 22 minutes in game two. And then in
Okay.
game two against Miami last season, Grant Williams played 31 minutes, had 17 points, shot two for two from three, and 7 for 8 from the line. So I think Muscala's in a little over his head, and I think he might go back to Ime Udoka's playbook from last year and maybe try to get something out of Williams here. So there's no lines out on him, but I am going to be anxious to see if anything comes out. I have a feeling this could be a Grant Williams game. So I just wanted to get that out there.
Okay, you might be the only one with that take today. So if it comes true and he puts up 18 points,
You
you're a
heard it here
hero.
first.
You heard it here first.
I was
Um,
also on it, though it didn't pan out. I also called on the podcast yesterday about Jared Vanderbilt getting, he ended up starting. The minutes weren't ended, because Rui got so hot. But
yeah.
yeah, I've kind of been sniffing out these adjustments a little bit. So,
No, that's good,
um,
and that is key. I mean that those decisions as to who starts and who's going to be coming in to replace some of the lower performing players, that really impacts the lines a lot. So if you can be ahead of those, that's great.
yeah.
All right, so who else do you like other than Grant?
So I like Jason Tatum over 4.5 assists. I think so. Marcus Smart had 10 assists in the first half of game one, which was kind of crazy, but that
Hmm.
was because he was just beating everyone off the dribble, and then he had Bam had to come and help over, and he was just passing the ball here, passing the ball there, and they were knocking him down. So I think Spoelstra the Heat will clean that up, and I think you'll see less assists from Smart and more from Tatum and guys like Horford here. So I like Tatum. That line's come back down. I think it was 5.5 last game. It's still pricey at minus 150, so not super enticing. But he's done this in his last 10 of 12 games. That's just knocking out that one game that he played 19 minutes in that blowout. So at the 4.5, I like it, and I think I'm willing to pay the juice here because I think this is a solid play for Tatum.
Yeah, he only had one assist last game.
Yeah, well, he only had one assist. Yep.
That's just weird. That's
Yeah,
especially at
that's not
home.
happening
That's
again.
very
Yeah.
no. What do you? I like that play. What do you think about his points? I think his line was 29 and a half. I think
Yeah.
he scored 18 points in the first half and finished only with 12. So he got to 30 points, even though, having a really poor second half. You think you get there tonight?
To be honest with you, I'm off. I'm off the points, especially on the Boston side. I don't know. I find the point, especially on Boston with Tatum and Brown. Like you have it's a Brown game or Tatum game, and I just don't want to be like just having to like flip a coin and decide what kind of game it's going to be. You'd probably
Yeah.
lean more chance than not. It's probably a Tatum game, but 30 is a high line and just a little too risky for me, I think. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually think points in general, like playing any big points in these playoff games is
Yeah.
it's kind of risky because
It is.
especially on the Eastern Conference, you got a total of 215.5. The Heat shot the lights out in the first game.
Yeah.
Um, I heard a bunch of people on the under on this one. So
Hmm.
that doesn't leave a lot of scoring to be had. So
No.
all right, so we'll pass on that. We'll focus on his assists tonight, four
And
and a
even
half.
just to put in game 2 last year, so the same thing happened. It wasn't Heat were the home court. Heat had home court in that series, but the Heat won game 1. So then Boston came back. Even then, Tatum I think only had 27 points in like another one of these must-win games. Game 2 after losing game 1. So yeah, I'm off it.
Okay, all right. Who else on the Celtic side?
Um, I think you can go back to. I don't mind running back Horford 2.5 assists. I know it didn't hit the other night, but it's another one of these opportunities to. The line came back down a little. Well, not the line, but the price came back down a little bit. It's -130 for 2.5. So I can see him getting there. But one I thought this was a little bit better. So just like we did with LeBron, the rebound and assist parlay. You can
Yeah,
get Horford 6 rebounds and 2 assists at -120. I think that's beautiful here. And like we said, in these playoff games with the lines getting super sharp, this is kind of where you kind of have to get your value sometimes here, and we've been doing well with it, especially with LeBron.
yeah. That sounds good to me because if I recall, I'm trying to pull it back up right now. If I recall, he tends to get around 6 rebounds, especially against the Heat. Is that correct?
Yep, yeah, 6 is a nice number for him.
Yeah, he's played them 4 times this season. 9, 6, 5, and 7. So his actual line is 7 and. I'm sorry, I was looking at points. That sounded a little high. Oh no, yeah, this is what I was looking at. So first game they played, he had 5, and then he had 6, 6, 6. So he likes to land right at 6 against the Heat. So I think that's where he'll land tonight.
And even just going to the playoffs, he's only had less than 6 rebounds in one of his last 11 playoff games this season. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's a great play. I love that one.
yeah, yeah,
He'll end up with
that was
like
good.
9 assists tonight because of that.
And
But
yeah, and the same thing with the assists. He's only gone less than 2 in one game, and that was the game 5, game 6 against Philly.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
Let me throw a play in while we're still going on the Celtic side. We got
yeah.
Derek White. We posted this one 8.5 points. I think it was around -120. You can get 9.5 points for +140, which I actually think is good value too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's 5 for 5 against Miami this year, regardless of playing time. And 25 for his last 30 when he plays 20 plus minutes, which is an 83% hit rate. So he is, really, pretty solid play, especially at home in the playoffs. And I think he will get bigger minutes than what he played in the first game, which was 21 minutes. Like you said, there's a chance, and I really wouldn't be surprised in like 4 or 5 hours if we hear that Derek White is starting.
Mm-hmm.
He had a plus minus. I forgot. I posted it up before. It was like -3 or 5 or something like that. So it wasn't great, but like I said, Robert Williams was -14. So I think he is probably a better play from the starting gate. So I think even if he comes off the bench, as long as he gets his 20 minutes, he's going to get 9 points. So I like
I
that one.
think so too. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, cool. Um, got another one, Jaylen Brown. So obviously we're going to lay off his points tonight, but I kind of liked his turnovers tonight.
Okay,
Again,
tell me.
juicy. It's -160, but over 2.5 turnovers. He's played Miami 4 times this season. He's had 3, 6, 5, and 6. With 38 plus minutes this season, which is what he played last game. I think he played 38, 39 minutes last game.
Mm-hmm.
He's 24 for 32. Um, he's 15 for 17 at home, which is an 88% hit rate when he plays 38 plus minutes. And he's 4 for 4 at home in the playoffs with 38 plus minutes. So you mentioned this a couple pods ago. He doesn't really take care of the ball.
No.
Miami is a scrappy D. I think Jimmy Butler alone could turn him over 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wish it was like a minus 140. I'd jump all
Yeah.
over this. But if you have the ability to alt up turnovers, I don't have it on my own book, but if you could play this at 3.5 or even 4.5, you'll get some plus money odds there, and I think that's a great play tonight. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I like it. As usual, I don't really look at turnover props, so I hadn't seen it. But yeah, looking at it now that you've brought it up, brought it to my attention, yeah, it's looking good. And yeah, he's good for at least one off his foot tonight, and he just does not have a great handle.
No, and he's just looking to get out of Boston. So he's not like a Derek White who gets energized playing at home. I actually think
Mm,
he's the opposite. I think he actually doesn't
hmm.
like playing at home. So, all right.
Okay,
Anybody else that you have on the Celtics side?
no, that's it.
What about Brogdon? You just like all over him for the last 2 months, and now
Yeah.
nothing.
I don't know. The Heat are a different team. I just can't. I don't know. I could see extra minutes for White. I could see this. I did look at it, and part of the reason also is I do think that I have a strong feeling about Grant Williams here, and I think that could take some time away from Brogdon. And I also think like Tatum could just take over control of this game like he did in Game 7, and that's less for Brogdon too. So I don't feel as strongly as I did, especially in those first two round series. What do you got? Hit me.
Yeah. No, I just looking at his points, 15.5 points is plus
Oh
100. Um, he's 5 for 5 when he plays 36 plus minutes, which is a lot for him, right? Coming off the
yeah.
bench. But he did play that much last game. So if they follow the same script, I think it's a good play. In those 5 games, he's averaged 23.8 points.
Hmm.
Tatum was out, I think, for 2 of them. Brown was out for one of them. So it's not the cleanest sample to
Yeah.
go off of. I'm I'm just throwing it out there because it's a decent trend, but you're the Brogdon whisperer, so if you think his minutes are coming down tonight, I'm laying off of this one.
Yeah, I just don't have a. I'm just. It's more of a gut, maybe. I hope he does go over. I love Brogdon, but yeah, not feeling it.
Okay, all right, we lay off of Brogdon, and that will do it on that side. I would also just say I think it's worth a sprinkle, just throwing like something on Tatum to have 40 points tonight,
Yeah,
even if we don't like. I get your point. 29.5, at a minus play, probably not good value to put your money on, but like a plus money where you can get plus 400 or something like that.
absolutely,
That's probably
absolutely,
worth a sprinkle tonight. So, all right,
definitely.
let's go to the Heat side. Who do you like over there?
All right, I'm gonna go. A couple guys I'm gonna go back to here that I was on in Game 1. I like Caleb Martin. I like his points over 9.5 points. It was 8.5 in Game 1, but it's plus money at plus 105. I love the little 2-man game that him and Jimmy have going. He's playing a bunch of minutes in Game 2 against Milwaukee. When Milwaukee, remember they shot the lights out. They shot like 52% from three in that game. He played 28 minutes in that game. He had 15 points. I could see Boston shooting the lights out tonight in this game, and it kind of being a similar script to that game 2 against Milwaukee. He's done this in 8 of 12 overall, 8 of 10 with 24 minutes, 7 of 8 with 25 minutes. He'll be right around there. He played pretty big minutes in uh,
29.
game 2. Yeah, he played 30. Yeah, almost 29.8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like Caleb Martin a lot here. He's really, I mean, he averaged 15 minutes a game last Eastern Conference Finals. Those minutes are way up. I like him. He's a good player.
Yeah, he took 11 shots last game too.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. And he's super athletic. I didn't really know him very well until this season, but he understand his game, but he definitely gets some points in transition. So
Hmm.
and he can shoot the three too. So
Yeah,
I
I
like
don't
that.
mind I don't mind his 3 point line is also it's 1.5. I don't mind that tonight at all. I was teetering on also putting that out here, but I guess I'll put it out here right now. I think that's also a nice play, and I believe plus money.
Yeah, it is. It's the same exact as the points plus
Yeah,
105.
yeah.
He's done this in 7 of his last 12, whereas the points are 8 of his last 12. So I think the points are a better play, a little
Yeah.
safer. But yeah, the threes are always nice because you could always just cash them, you
Yeah.
know, right in the first
Yeah.
half
No,
or
I
something
prefer
like
the
that.
points. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. Who else?
All right. Then also Gabe Vincent was also on him. I like the Miami shooters here. He also cleared in game one, like I thought he would. His line has also, I believe, I don't remember if it was 10.5 or 9.5 in game one, but it's 10.5 now, minus 110. Going back to, I like that. I like looking at this game two against Milwaukee. He played 21 minutes in that game, had 16 points, shot 4 for 9 from three. Um, and don't forget, Oladipo was still playing, and he played 25 minutes in that game. So those minutes have to go. That'll only mean increased minutes for Vincent because Oladipo's minutes have to be spread around.
Yeah.
And then in game two against Miami last season, he played 24 minutes in that game, had 14 points, again, shot 4 for 7 from three. So I like him. And then if you just look season wide, when he plays 30 plus minutes, 21 of 26, he played 35 minutes in game one.
Yeah. And he is a road warrior.
Yep.
He plays much better on the road than he does at home. So let's take advantage of this before this goes back to Miami. Did you know that Vincent, Struess, Martin, and Lowry all scored 15 points in that
I
game?
know. And if you recall, I called all four of them out on the pod that I was liking their points. Yeah, it was good. And Kevin Love also went over too. Those were the five. I was just saying those. I just felt those. I mean, it was just a scoring bonanza. But yeah, it was pretty awesome.
A bonanza.
A bonanza.
All right. Who else? Anybody else?
And I'm going with the rebound and assist parlay on Bam. 8 rebounds, 2 assists, also minus 120. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
He had what? He had like 5 assists or something last game.
He had 5 assists. Yep.
Yeah.
8 rebounds, 5 assists. I didn't write down the stats here just because I don't know. But eight rebounds for him is you can pull it up. We can pull it up quickly here. I mean, it's 70% on the whole season. It's he's it's 13 for 14 this playoffs. The 2 assists are 11 of 14 this playoff. So that's a nice one at minus 120.
But he only put up. Oh no, he did have 8 rebounds last game.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he was at like 6 or 7. So yeah, that's a great play. Oh yeah, he's super consistent, right?
Yep. Eight, eight,
Wow,
eight.
8 rebounds is solid. This is like our Eastern Conference LeBron,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
I love that. That's a great play. All right, so what was that? Say it again. 8 rebounds and 2 assists.
8 rebounds, 2 assists, minus 122.
We did play this the other day, and the assist didn't hit. That was the problem. But
Uh,
coming off of a five
against
assist
the
game,
Knicks, right? They had the
yeah,
one assist against the Knicks. Was that it? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, all right. I like that. I also like his points. We were cautious about it, but the line is still at 17 and a half. And he's 5 for 5 against Boston this season, scoring that. So I think that's good. You could also play his PA, given that he could put up another 4 or 5 assists. That might give you a little bit more room there, but he's just playing really well. So I think that could be a good play there.
Yeah.
What about our guy Max Struess? You got anything on him tonight?
I don't. No, I don't, but I feel like you do.
Didn't you just get a signed Max Struess basketball card?
I did. I bought my son some nice panini, a few packs of Panini Prisms, and yeah, got a autographed Max Struess penmanship card. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I guess we got to do something on Struess, right? We're kind of
Right. You don't
lucky.
take that as like a sign from above that he's going to have a big game. Combined with the fact that he's one of the hottest players in terms of hitting his line, right? I think he's like 5 or 6 games in a row.
Yeah,
He also, I didn't realize this till the other day, but he also used to play for Boston and
yeah,
got released from them, so he's got a little bit of a grudge. So yeah, 12 and a half points. It's only got a 60% hit rate with 30 minutes, so I don't love that.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 for 3 this season against Boston. So I think it's a okay play. If it wasn't for that signed basketball card, I wouldn't have even presented it. But I just felt like Max Strus. It was a sign for us
It
to
was
play
a
him. So
sign.
small
I
play on Max Strus, 12.5
Yeah,
points.
I think part of the reason why I was already on Martin and Vincent, so more. So I'm like, can they all do it again? I don't know. So
Right.
um,
All right, cool. Anybody else that you have?
nope, that was everything.
Wait, so you're just completely laying off Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also am struggling. I mean, it's hard. What did he put up? He put up 35, 5, and 7, but his points are high, right?
Yep.
He doesn't score, 30 plus very often. And
Mm-hmm.
the problem with his rebounds and assists, they just like teeter up and down. Like one game he'll have a good assist game, another game he'll have a
Mm-hmm.
good rebound game. So his RA is a decent look, but again, that line was set just above kind of where he normally hits. So
Yeah.
again, I think he's a pass. Probably the best stat to play for him might be steals because he had six
Yeah.
steals
Probably.
last game. So
Yeah.
um,
I first went to him. I'm gonna keep going with this LeBron rebound assist parlay. And I'm like, Jimmy's the guy, right? So it looked like 5 rebounds and 4 assists for him is very nice, but it's like minus 170 or something like that. So
no, no,
wasn't something I was
no.
gonna put out here. Yeah, for a parlay, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think I think Bam is the right play to go there. And I going back to the Celtics side, I really like that Horford one. I think that's even better.
Mm.
So, all
Just
right,
put all
cool.
4 of them together.
Put all four of them. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it, right?
Yep, that's everything.
All right, so you're picking the Celtics to win, but the Heat to cover. Is that a fair
With the not was it 9.5 points?
9 minus 9?
Nine minus 9. Okay, yeah, I'll do. Yeah, that sounds good to me. And
Okay, because
I'm leaning under.
and you're leaning the under. I like
Yeah,
the under tonight too.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, very good. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll get some picks up shortly
Uh,
on Twitter.
all right, nice work.